Hello and welcome back, everybody. Map 2 about to go live between Fate and Brute, and an interesting series it is. Brute, definitely the underdogs here in this one. Came quite close to taking that first map. It was 16-11. Looked like they were on quite a roll, quite a comeback, especially on their T side, that second half. But unable to pull through, and it does seem to be, obviously, the favourites today. Fate taking control, and now we go on to Vertigo. Obviously, their map pick, our second map of this series. And I think that we've had some pretty damn good Counter-Strike today. Obviously, that first series going to 3 maps. This one, maybe it's a 2-mapper. Obviously, the odds seem to certainly favour that. But thank you very much for joining me, by the way, guys. We've had thousands of people in and out throughout the day, and I'm sure that we are not over just yet. If you want to get a hold of me, you can type in that Twitch chat. I've been actually watching the chat. You might be able to see that I am a little bit poorly today, so you have to give me a bit of a break. You have to let me chill out and enjoy myself here on today's broadcast. And it is always fun. There's nowhere better to be than either in front of the camera or in front of the mic, casting some good old CS. But this series, definitely a bit of a funky one. Fate, obviously one of the higher ranked teams here on HLTV. I think they're in the top 65. So pretty notable, I would say, whereas you've got Brute, who are a little bit off the scale right now. I think that they're rated 180th. Once you get outside of that top 50, it's a bit of a free-for-all. So anybody can seemingly beat everybody, but this series doesn't really seem to be one of them. After Fate, taking Brute's map pick, and then going on to the second map of the day, which is, of course, theirs. In Vertigo, I've said it before, I'll say it again, seems to always favour the favourites more so than other maps. If you're on Mirage and you're the favourite, it's a very open map. On that T side, you can actually take advantages, you can do stuff. On Vertigo, it does seem to be very shut down. On the T side, if those smokes are good, you can easily execute. Whereas on the CT side, if you know your angles and know exactly what's coming, you can really shut it down. It seems to be one of those nuke-esque maps where the favourites are going to be very good on them and the underdogs are probably going to be very bad. And it's not really one of these maps that everybody seems to be practicing still. It seems to be the least favourite map out of the 7 right now. I understand that. I think the only time that I've really played Vertigo is in the Shattered Web missions. I think that that's probably one of the only times that I've personally played it. And I think that a lot of teams are in a similar situation where they don't really practice that map in particular. It's out of the 6 that they play. And here in this series, quite unfortunate for it to get whipped out. I think that our favourites here, obviously not Brute, 6 out of 7 maps won, or it might have even been 7 out of 8. I'm not too sure. However, we are getting into this one in just a second. Just waiting for all 10 players to get into the server. You're not waiting for me to stop talking. Of course, these players are going to be in right here, right now, here on Vertigo. And the knife round has already been played. It seems to be that Fate have actually won that one. So we are getting into this server right here, right now, between these two teams and getting started. Obviously, that knife round's been played. And with the pistol, it's that all-important second round. Obviously, the knife round not always being shown. So, the Julie's coming out first, apparently. Ma wanting to pick up these pretty unconventional weapons. I want to see if that's him being either unconventional or trying to embarrass his opponents. He's going to try and spray away right through the corner of that smoke, not finding anything whatsoever. As Brute find not just 2, but 3 initial frags. Crazy, just tapping him with the USP. Very low HP. But he is still roaming, still alive, back in this bomb site. He does find one, but he's got low HP players. But Daxon takes him out of the server. Duplicate with 1 body shot to take Crazy out of effect. But now, a 1 versus 2. No kit to be found. And Duplicate, it's the night before Christmas. What does he find under the tree? It's not a meaty headshot, which is exactly what he wanted this Christmas. Instead, it's a long, messy duel. Both players challenging. No way that he's going to win this first round. Instead, it's Brute 1-0. Wow, look at those odds. Those, to be perfectly honest, are some of the most one-sided odds I think I've ever seen on a matchup. And Brute here, ever so slightly ahead, taking the pistol. Of course, they took the second round. They're on Dust 2. Or maybe even they took their teams. I think we might have missed it. 1-0. Crazy posting in the first headshots. Looking to take these out of the server. Being aggressive with one. And Double Magic even peering over the top to slice Crazy out of the server. The flank is coming through. Nobody watching it for Fate. As Max able to cause complications and whittle away one. AJT with another. Seeming to be a fairly convincing round. As Caliber, I think he checks the wrong corner and Max finds him. 2-0. Both of the rifles kept alive. Max, is he actually going to throw away the MAC-10 here? Nope, he's going to pick one up. Obviously knowing that that was a force buy for Fate. They'll have to eat the eco here in number 3. You're on Vertigo, a very hit-and-miss map, but again, walking into a stack this time against Fate. These pistols can be absolutely brutal. Stood out in the open, the swing comes in, and Brute able to convincingly clean up over on ramp. So that funny tactic from Fate not being successful. And now they get out the rifles. It's 5 lots of M4s, one with the silencer on Nikki, everybody else with those unsilenced M4A4s. On the Brute side, keeping hold of that MAC-10. Max wanting to farm some bonus cash. Of course, if any of his teammates go down first, he can try and salvage those rifles. It gives him an ever so slight disadvantage. They might just post in with him first. Maybe deciding that he should be the man to get aggressive. Playing passive like this actually works out when you've got a MAC-10. You know that you can actually probably salvage that AK-47 and just juggling over due to the HP, deciding AJT is on 40, might as well pick up the MAC-10. He's not as good as Gon though. Still a 5 versus 5. A 1-1-3 setup with only Caliber towards B. That is beautiful. Double straight back. Wants the bomb and Double Magic in for even more. Helped out by Ma, who cleans up 2. And now AJT, low HP. Needs to do everything with a Krieg and finds a doublet of frags. Trying to burst onto the A bomb site. There's no defense over here, but it's soon coming. 45 seconds on the board. As AJT, a preliminary smoke to cut off all the visual, the information. The flank is near. It's to his rear. He needs to plant this bomb right here, right now, but I don't think he's going to spot out Duplicate. He finds him in the back, so the flank perfectly successful. It's usually quite an obvious one here on Vertigo. You're expecting somewhat of a flank, but apparently not this time. Duplicate catches him off guard. It's going to be the first on the board for Fate. Unfortunately, losing quite a few frags. You thought after this combination where all 4 frags were found over on a ramp that would probably be a bit of a wash away, but apparently not. 3-1 on the board. It's going to be Brute still with rifles in hand. Fate, they've got a round, but they need 15 more to close this game out. Slow start to round number 5. I like this angle from Max. I don't think it's ever going to get countered. You see that he's bashing his head against that top ceiling to make sure that he doesn't go for the full jump, that he gets the information, but minimizes the chance that he's in the air, or the time that he's in the air, to prevent even an AWP from finding that frag. A couple of traded kills towards mid, but Brute low on HP on a pair of players. Max only took 1 bullet's worth of damage. Crazy took 2. But this thins out the defense, remember. You can isolate these CTs, especially towards that B-bomb site where Caliber, if he misses this shot, he's going to be on his lonesome. The rotate is so far away. If Brute's got any chance, they need to nail this headshot here. And they are checking the angles, but Caliber checks his behind just a millisecond, and he gets taken out of the server. Brute with another. And this bomb should very easily be able to be planted. Nicky posting in early. Fast rotate here from him as he tries to peer over this smoke. Wants to get aggressive, contentious onto the B-bomb site. As Mar steals away a frag from behind. And Nicky has still remained silent. And that Molotov looks perfect. That's going to bait AJT away from the angle. Apparently not. It explodes in midair. Nicky now needs to spray away at 1. But Brute not going for the double peek. Instead, Max swinging over late, finding that kill. It's too late to go for the defuse, and it is going to be a 4th. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol, no music, no explosives, no tank tops or shorts. I do like that. I've never noticed that before, the no tank tops. Nice little, what's that, a 2015 throwback? 2016 throwback? When everybody was getting their guns out. You'd think that that would happen more nowadays with all the global warming, but apparently not. I like the idea from Double Magic with the AWP, but would have actually loved if they got a bit of information to know that somebody was over by mid before he went for that picture. Instead, it kind of pans out where they've got the AWP kind of stuck towards middle and has to now go for the rotate. He does eventuate at the A-bomb site before the push comes through, and Mar hears this jump is going to be frisky to spot, but yeah, no bomb scene. They now know that it's towards the B-bomb site, and the full rotate has to come through as mid is still being contested. Caliber is on the corner. It's the default to connect instead. Nicky's been spotted, but still wants to get aggressive. Obviously, they have to make this cross before the C4 can go down, but with 3 members of Fate here, this is so difficult. Has to escape towards mid and try and counter this A-bomb site, and they absolutely do. Mar caught off guard, and that might be the stickling point here in the 6th. As Capson has quite a firm rotate, but Nicky nails the headshot instead. AJT needs to now get aggressive and hit some headshots of his own, but up against the AWP, it doesn't connect. Double Magic tries to sweep and swipe in, and he does. He finds a second round. A bit of BM there. 2 to 4. On the boards. Looks to be a straight A rush, but against the nades, they often get crushed. It's instead the Mac 10 that chips in first and held it back by the flank. Double Magic drops the bomb. He actually finds that second shot, but it's Brute finding all the headshots here on the A-bomb site. That keeps Caliber and Duplicate down. what looked to be quite a convincing Vertigo map pick is now starting to fall apart on Brute's T side. They look confident right here today, and if we're not careful, we might see another 3-mapper. Caliber chimes in with a headshot of his own. Smoke down. Force players out into the open, and GG.Bet just finds all the headshots there. Just spraying away at bodies. Fate, I'm actually unsure how they even find that round. You saw that Caliber had actually tapped that bomb, and right over the top, GG.Bet just pepper bullets through. As members of Brute just fell one after one. No coordination there on the retake. I thought that maybe that gun would roll away off the map. But no, Caliber, saved by the pole, saved by the bell. That was a bit of a mad retake, really. I don't think that there was any real looking for Fate there. It looked like that round was just completely over, but it was kill after kill, and Brute, I don't know if they played over-aggressive or under-aggressive, or they just lost the situations. Weird stuff. Nicky finds one of his own. This A bomb site now seems to be quite firmly contested. You can see that Fate are throwing in quite a few new Molotovs. One there just bouncing onto ramp. This little spray down. No idea how Gallagher's going to punish there. Suddenly the MAC-10 rounds a corner. And now the AK-47 finally connects. So over towards mid, Max has somewhat of a flank, somewhat of a cheeky position, but Crazy still has some work to do before this C4 gets planted. And if he drops and dies, which he absolutely does, Max is in such a sticky situation. With 40 seconds left, they must know that mid is kind of contested. So even going for the jump away here. And he does find one, but 32 points of health left. Nobody wanted to challenge this head glitch angle, of course. That was really the one opportunity Max has to win this round. There's no way to get over towards mid, no way to boost him. He just punches in with a couple of pre-fires, but not going to find anything just yet. Oh, he does spot out a player, so maybe a bit of that. Instead, spray away onto Nicky. It's always a bit of a heart stopper, but Fate with 4. And it's all MAC-10s. Bit of a weird buy-up. Brute are obviously feeling confident. This time, taking these trail of T's towards the A bomb site and actually finding that first frag. Double Magic, he's under contention right now. This AWP, the weak weapon to have in this scenario. Needs a bit of help from the M4. He attacks his teammate down. Nade right over the top finds another. It is still a 3 versus 4. Captain very low on HP now. Is that Molotov's going to get extinguished? More smokes placed. Brute's job to create chaos and confusion on the A-bomb site. And it's worked out so far. Just peering around this smoke. And Daxon, oh, he hasn't spotted it. If he just holds down mouse 1, he'll find a freebie. Flash over the top. As Max not going to get forced out by the molly. He's holding close to the corner. Dax and Max both find shots. It's down to the orbs. They need this final pickup, and everybody missing against the Glock instead. Caliber, he might be good, but he's just not quick enough. Explodes. It's a 5th out of nowhere for Brute, and that was MAC-10s. 5 of them, in fact. A really awkward buy. You'd have thought maybe they'd have gone for the save, but they put Fate in a really nasty situation where they've got a couple of grand each, and able to go for too big a buy. Gonna be this Force instead, keeping the AWP, of course, wanting to take these close quarters combat angles with an MP9 UMP, CZ75. It's a buffet from hell on the CT side. Aggressing with the M4 first. As it heads towards this A bomb site, seems to be in contention. As the M4 gets whittled away. Be up close. Seems to be one of the final lines of defense. Simp is a million miles away, right behind the attack towards mid. You can see that it is the contest of this A bomb site. As Mar gets whittled back, and C5 is going to run out of ammo after finding 2. The MP9 gets found. And Caliber versus 3 with the AWP, but nothing he can do here. He's going to get smoked out, and also the rotate coming in. So this is going to be towards the B bomb site, and he'll have no idea about it until either this smoke or just flat out the bomb going down. Caliber finally finding out. Too little, too late. He's probably going to get caught off guard towards the end as well. Get spotted as well on the rotate. Misses his shot. That was pretty much his one and only of the round. As he seems to want to go for this one, but Fate are going to have it. No cash going into round number 11 here. This has been a really brutal start. Brute 6-4 up. So, round number 11, this first half. Should be another shutdown. Looking at 7 rounds here. On the T side of Vertigo. That's pretty good. I think they're aiming for 8 or 9. I think that would be a winning score. You never know what their CT half's going to be like, though. So, Fate, they might have put all their prep into their T side. You absolutely never know. Maybe it's all about the CT side for them. I have absolutely no idea. I'm going to check out some of their Vertigo stats and see how they actually pan out, because Fate have an exceptional streak here on Vertigo to start things off. I've only got 2,200 people here, so thanks very much for tuning in, boys and girls. By the way, those odds are starting to close up already. So, a Vertigo for Fate. Let's get some real insight on this one. So, 5 wins, 1 loss. And all super convincing as well, got to be honest. 16-3, 16-3, 16-12. That was against Endpoint. Beating both Star Riders. So they're not beating the best teams in the world on this map, of course. But they're taking down the likes of teams like Fate pretty convincingly. And their distribution of rounds 1 is actually mostly on the CT side. So, yeah, I'm kind of worrying for Fate. Looking at these stats, this doesn't look like one of their winning performances. It's really been shut down CT sides to nothing. It's never a guarantee of what's going to happen, but finally finding some success here. A trio of players found. That's over towards the A side of things, getting taken away. And Caliber's solo B defense hasn't been tested this time. Instead, with 25 seconds left, they're going to elect to go to this side of things. Duplicate is nowhere near. He's towards CT spawn. And he's got a couple of angles to take before Caliber's going to be challenged. And he is. He shows right up on task. 10 seconds remaining. Caliber. Oh, a duel of frags found. How the hell does that happen? AJT now, an opportunity. Both these players are low, and they cannot play this one by one. As AJT, oh, he spots out the first, but cannot take the shots. He's knocked right off of this map. Double magic. Trying to find the body to shoot him, but he's gone. Long gone. He's not 6 feet under. He's hundreds of feet under. be 5-7 on the board. Brute's economy finally starting to waver. Rank 10 didn't actually have to come out. Capson instead just deciding to pick up the SMG instead of fully fledged AK, Creed. One of the above, none of the above. Didn't want the AWP either. Favoring the faster running gun style of weapons as they will collapse onto this B-bomb site. Caliber, he's going to be contested here. So he goes for the swing. AK-47 in hand. Molotov is going to catch him out in the open. Finally banged by Max. He's swept out of the site. Double Magic trying to post in with a couple of shots, but 6 HP on the board. And he might be in the next trying contest. He's got the M4 in hand. Trying to punch in some digits, but only finding that one frag. Mar with a good frag here, and we'll be able to find another. Max should get taken down. He's only on 42 HP. He's peering through that smoke. Yeah, gets taken right out of the affray. So, Fate up to 6th. Quite a tight-knit round, I must say. So, I would still slightly favour Fate in this situation. I'd love to see what the odds are for Justice map, with Brute getting off to a really good start. You saw the odds for the entirety of this series actually close up. GG.Bet. Smoke some Molotovs. It's going to be this A attempt once again, as the AK-47 can't get the job done. Crazy with 2. AJT also posting through. Just Double Magic on the defense. And he has hidden himself away. And they will try and just plant this bomb. Magic has been spotted, but what a flick. Capson takes him out of the server. Just Caliber, 1v3. Wants to go for this one here. I would actually say save the M4, but he gets a 3D. And ooh, that looks really weird. Let's finally hit that shot. Knows that the AWP is right around this corner, but doesn't count for AJT. Molotov goes down and burns him alive, roasts and toasts. As Brute just one round away from a pretty dominating start, I would say. In 9 rounds on the board. Fate, I'm probably thinking about the pistol more than this one. Obviously would get you off to a good start on the T side, and Nikki fires through with a first shot. Double Magic 2. Looks to be a bit of a shutdown. Nikki finally gets taken away. Brute low HP on these 3 players, but nevertheless finding the shots as they get tantalizingly close to this A-bomb site, with that C4 now going down, and it's all out near the open. Just pestering in quite late. Fate seemed to be a little bit timid in this situation, not really going for a lot of aggressive shots. Is AJT Crazy both finding all the headshots. It's a 9th on the board for Brute. What a weird first half. Fate, the overwhelming favourites, losing out in the majority of those situations. Of course, Brute did find the pistol, then converted. So it was only, I'd say, 7-6 in the gun rounds. Fate were forced to eco in a lot of those situations as well. Played that economy quite passively. So, pistol round here. Brute getting aggressive on mid. Needing some headshots, but Duplicate, ooh, just mops him out of the server. AJT and Daxon fall. That's pretty much mid-opened. Nikki Oh, post him with another headshot. Great stuff. And they've only got to worry about this cross from Max. He misses his initial shots. Those are the most important ones. They're going to force him away from the B-bomb site. As I wouldn't actually challenge this. You've got such a heavy, hefty advantage. Max has also got a kit on his pocket. So I'd probably not play this one too crazy. Ironically, he's going to be the first man in. Max actually finding a shot. Crazy with another one, but Nicky finally finds both of these final members. 7-9. The scoreline closing up. See, this is quite a T-sided map, it seems, but Fate have had most of their success on the CT side. Not in this series, but over the last 6 matchups that they played. 5-1. So far. 7-9 as far as the scoreline's concerned. Triple D, Kia, AJT, Dax, and Crazy. Holding those. The A-bomb site is going to be contested. Fate have dropped this bomb down in no man's land just to allow them to gesture towards both of these bomb sites, try and maybe feel out an initial frag. They're playing it really, really slowly, and I don't know if Brute's going to be able to take control of this. It's been a very timid second round, and finally, the headshot being nailed. Finds a pair of shots. There's the third. Pretty much eviscerates the A defense. Nothing that Brute can do about this one is Nicky seems to want even more. I saw that initial damage come through, and it was all onto the T side. I can't help but think that they were in a bit of a tricky situation, but nope. Those odds still firmly in Brute's favour, as they're not quite on the home straight just yet, but they can see that light at the end of the path here, at the potential end of Vertigo. Towards mid. There's nothing that you can really do about that, of course. Here on Vertigo, playing on those pistol rounds is so difficult. You've got really open, engaged angles, and you've got to just get taken straight out of the server. Right now, it's 9-9. Fate's starting to finally step up, this time on the T side. We saw a good CT side earlier today on that previous map, Dust 2. And now they're starting to post something pretty decent here on T. Brute finally getting the double AWP set up out. They're going to be feeling unwavered so far. Obviously, 9-9 is a pretty decent scoreline to be sat at, but they need a couple more now. They need to get some momentum going on the CT side. Otherwise, they face the risk of just being run out of this server. You can see that Fate definitely confident on this map. They've got a default where they throw the bomb towards the bottom of ramp. They posture towards both bomb sites. This is their default. Not a lot of teams really have established defaults on Vertigo. At this level of play, it's really just what they feel like doing, and that's what it looked like on Brute's T side, that they were kind of just guessing at this T side, playing hyper aggressive. Max just stuck away in this corner with the M4 in hand, watching and waiting for anybody to move on past. Double Magic is sat here on ramp. A bit of support from far, but a very awkward angle there. Max is able to steal away a frag before getting traded up. Still favours Fate. Remember, on this T side, all you want to do is thin out the defense. That's exactly what's happened. Casp and Daxon, both with AWPs. So difficult in these tight-knit situations, especially on the A-bomb site where you get smoked off. It's so hard to find those initial shots. 25 seconds left on the board. Fate allowing this clock to tick down to 0. And more of those smokes coming in. Dodges towards this A-bomb site, but AJT finding just one of his own. Both low HP on these final members, but it's a pair of AWPs to hold up on the retake. Ma trying to hold his own here in this right passive angle. Caliber trying to hold his ground as well. They know exactly where the final AWP is playing from. There's it first, can be the second. Nice repeat. The face is perfect. It's going to be the 10th. Double digits first for face. Yeah, so I guess that little tech difficulty right there is kind of like a little behind the scenes of how a lot of this works, where they'll beam you the stream with all the observers, the replays, and the camera angles, and then I'll just cast it. They've got their own specialist production team over in Ukraine. They do all their beautiful observing Counter-Strike magic. I'm just the talking head here from the UK. Openings here from Fate. We look to take an 11th round. Spraying and praying right through these smokes. Christmas miracle, the prayers are answered. A couple of shots found right there, and Daxon doesn't get too lucky either. I think he's probably heard at this point. He took a little headshot through the wall, and Fate should know where he is thanks to that. He's somewhere close. That's all they know, and he's just going to post up with the Deagle, try and slide away a shot, maybe steal away a rifle, but Fate not getting too aggressive. Want to keep all 5 rifles alive. No need to hunt for the Deagle, of course. We are on 11 rounds, and they're starting to manhandle this CT economy. Brute just can't get anything in terms of the money rocking and rolling here. They're finding it really hard to get onto the boards. That's thanks to the fact that they haven't had the M4s, haven't had the AWPs in hand. The Mar might be up close and personal to finding this Deagle, but nobody needing to get aggressive. Obviously, you're prone to taking a 1 Deagle in the face, but Mar's going to find him instead. A completely convincing round for Fate. A complete change of pace. As Brute once again get out the double AWP setup. AJT, Capson, are they going to be the AWPers here? I think so. You can see that the kills on both sides are quite concise. Nobody lagging massively behind. Capson maybe a little bit weaker, but he's only 2 kills behind his next best player. Fate going towards, posturing towards this bomb site once again. AWP can't connect. The fact that you've got this double AWP setup, you need to hit the early shots. You can't be stuck in the afterplants with these sniper rifles. And Brute have been kind of stuck with the AWPs. I know that they do favour the double sniper setup, but it hasn't been working out for them. They haven't been finding the entries off them. You see the pair of frags, or the single frag that they did find, wasn't through the AWP. $10,000 worth of damage taken clean out of the server, and it is going to be a 12-9 here. No way that this M4 is able to post in and find these frags. Dirty stuff. My feed has gone very ugly, as I'm sure that he didn't miss all too much though. Let's see if I can reset it. As we actually do get a tactical pause, so. Both of these teams actually quite closely contested, I would say, here in this first map. So back in action. Tactical timeout gone. Said and done. And of course, an interesting second map of the day. Brute definitely doing a little better than we maybe anticipated earlier on. Back in action. And this game is looking crisp and clean. Double Magic going to start things off with the AWP, playing quite close to these tighter nip angles. It's Nicky to find the initial shot though, and that just instigates an instant push towards the B-bomb site. Nobody here to really defend. The rotate a million miles away, and the smokes are going to count Max completely out of this bomb site. No way to contest this. No way to even spot this bomb. That one advanced angle taken does not merit any decent results. Only gets his head ripped off once again, so the pistols can't chip in. Remember, this was a bit of a force buy for Brute. Caps and Max investing absolutely everything. The other two players just with pistols, so a really weird, awkward situation. Because this is going to be Fate's 13th here on Vertigo. They're already a map up. I've got to say that this looks pretty said and done. This looks pretty over. Fate have been absolutely destroying their CT side since the dawn of this half. It's usually their T side, which... It's usually their CT side, I should say, that usually steps up. But Brute had really big success. I think taking 9-6 and just not taking anything out of this halftime, if I'm not mistaken. Warps on both sides, but... Brute, they've been struggling with the double AWP setup, so just reverting back to the single AWP. I would say that this is an advantage, but I don't think that they've picked this. I think they've been forced to, due to having no cash whatsoever. Back to it's only a basket at the end of the day, so these nades, significant damage. Max taken all the way out of the server without even spotting anybody out. Vaxon finally finds a shot, switches up his position, but he's going to peek into the AWP and even find the shot. Double Magic gets taken down and away. AJT with another, as Capson also chips and chimes through. Ma, a 1 versus 4. Where did his teammates go? Stuff. No entry kills coming through thus far. Fate 13-10. And finding those nade kills once again. What I've got to say is that utility usage, especially towards this A bomb site, has been pretty picture perfect throughout the whole of this map, especially throughout on this A bomb site. Capson, he's the last line of defense. Probably unable to find all too much here. Kobe's absolutely brutal. With a minute left. It's just Duplicate sitting right around this corner. This has been pretty damn one-sided. Brute, I think they've only found one real decent round throughout this second half, and it might be time to save the AWPs once again. The thing is, Brute have been trying to force this double AWP setup. Capson, AJT, Max, they've been favouring the AWPs for quite some time, but it just hasn't been working out. And once again, ripped out of the server. Caps are now the last player to try and survive with this AWP, but it's not anything too crazy here. Fate are already on the hunt. He's now been spotted and taken completely down. So another headshot here, another round for Fate, and one step towards his finish line. to 10, 3 lots of AK-47s, double Krieg, triple lots of MP9s. Obviously that AWP comes out once again. And I think the one weird thing for Brute, as I was going to say, but then the savings come through, they've been trying to force this double AWP setup for quite some time, and it hasn't been working from here on Vertigo. I don't know if more rifles, more automatic rifles, would have actually helped them here, but AJT, that's actually one of the only initial entry AWP frags that he's actually found so far this half. It's actually been the AWPs playing really passive and being stuck in afterplant situations where they don't have full effect. They're held behind these smokes. They're having to dig T's out of tight nip angles. And once again, Fate, I think, just outplaying Brute here on this map, especially as far as those AWPs are concerned, just minimizing their effectiveness. AJT, I think, finding one of the only initial AWP frags that we've seen from the CT side. It's been a very very tough, tricky second half for them. 4 lots of automatic rifles for the Fate side. As AJT does find another one, peeking right into his position. The Deagle actually peppering right through those sandbags, I think. As the Molotov might slow them to a slight temporary halt. Nicky coming in from a side angle. No need for Brute to get too aggressive here. They've got the advantage, and they do know that Nicky's stuck away in that corner. They spot him. He can now try and pepper some shots. Keep them in position, allowing the C4 to get onto the bomb site, but he gets caught with his pants down with his nade out. As Ma needs a 1v5, and it's absolutely not going to happen. 14 to 11. Three rounds the difference here on the CT side for Brute. Looking to overcome that difference, of course. 4 lots of AK-47s for Fate. And once again, a bit of attention drawn towards this A-bomb site. Taking this one quite quickly this time. He's going to hold just behind that smoke. And even find that initial frag. Level the A defense down to just 2 players. Capson the only rifle here on the defending half. As he is posted quite close to this corner. The Molotov will need to force him backwards, forward, even trading once again. And the HP just narrowly favouring Brute. I don't think that that's going to be massively effective going into the business end of this 26th round, but a 3v3, 2 of which on the Brute side with MP9s. They need to minimise these engagements, try to hold close angles. That's exactly what Max is doing, just holding up and to this box, watching for any rotate, seeing if he spots anybody up close and personal to maximize the fire rate in close range combat of that MP9. Of course, they're pretty useless at long range. If Fate can get into afterplants after placing this bomb down, they do face some chance, but really weird TK right there. Duplicate, he's running out of time. 30 seconds on the board, needs to retrieve this bomb. Knows that the flank is coming through and actually spots him there. JT does get aggressive in swinging for the shot. 14 to 12. Enough money for Fate to go for a full buy here in the 27th. Ma will get out the AK-47. Again, no AWPs for this T side, whereas Brute, they've got the AWP on AJT. Double M4, single Krieg, then the MP9. So, pretty flawless buy, I would say. The only real shaky part is Max's MP9. He could have even afforded an M4, an AUG. But instead, We'll go for the MP9, and Capson drops first. He's not in a position to try and do this damage. Bomb spotted right through the corner of that sandbag's crazy. It's one and done. Before trying to backtrack, gets taken down. Now an opportunity for Fate to maybe close out this series. Molotov smokes come in. Trying to pack shots through these paper-thin wooden panels. They do such high damage onto this A-bomb site. They're very similar to the overpass wood. They're much, much bigger. Gives you a much bigger vantage point. You can do lots of preliminary damage to weaken up your opponents. Caliber will have to check this smoke. Instead, dives away for the corner. And Daxon actually finds an initial shot. 45 seconds left on the board. The flank is coming through. Mars in such a key position. Why are they still going for this A-bomb site? B is completely clear. Mar has it under wraps and does finally hit that shot. The bomb, it's dodging over towards now the B-bomb site. Mar, very crucial that he hit that frag. 25 seconds left on the board. And this is complete chaos for both sides. Caliber, he's got the flank and spots out one. He needs to take a shot. He does! Almost finds both. That would have ended pretty much this game, but instead it's just this round. The MP9. Can he find the frag? This is absolute hell on the mind. What is AJT going to do? He doesn't even know what bomb site it is. He's obviously realised he's got the AWP in hand, wanting to save this sniper rifle. This is a catastrophe for Brute. Fate with 3 opportunities to finish it off. Bomb's going to explode towards the A-bomb site. Double Magic Mar. Will survive this. Oh, maybe not. Mar doesn't survive in the slightest, but 1 AK-47. I don't think they're going to be too worried about that. Of course, the money's pretty low, so Fate will get 2 more buys in this game. Right here in 28, and in round number 30, they'll also get a buy. That's permitting that they save in round number 29. But the double up set up again for Brute. I don't think this has worked out for them even once this series. Trying to get aggressive with this AWP this time. Oh, and Capson just misses the angle there. If he had peeked just an inch more aggressively, he would have found one, but he does regardless. Double Magic hits the deck. Still holds the angle, and it doesn't work out for him. Duplicate's able to trade, and that's all the T-side need right now. The Molotovs go in. Pour on through towards this A-bomb site, and of course, there's only 2 on the defense and the flank coming through. This should be an easy take for Fate. Smoke. He's able to find Crazy. Easy kill. Mars even covering the flank, the back line. Just the one MP9 to take away, as AJT even posts in with 1 kill. This isn't over just yet. 3 versus 3, and Daxon playing incredibly close. This is one of these precarious angles, but AJT finding shot after shot right now. Daxon also picking apart this T-side, and it's only Mar versus 3. How did this fall apart? Looked like Fate had absolutely everything all wrapped up. But now the AWP MP9 combination finding decent successes as the AWP gets ripped out of the server. Nate does actually connect as a CZ MP9 combination to try and finish this one off. But hits a secondary shot, 1 versus 3, and he knows exactly where Daxon's playing from. Tries to plant in the open to bait the player into play, but now plants. Daxon is going to creep closer. He's not towards ramp. Mar needs this headshot. Oh, and he finds it. It's the spray down. Really messy stuff. A 12-16 finish. That's 2-0 on the board. And it all ends with a really nasty 1 versus 3. Really weird right there. Brute just not panning out whatsoever. Really messy finish as well. A 1 versus 3 to end things is always pretty painful. Obviously, when you're battling back that far, you're almost expecting to take that one, and then you've got your mindset on the follow-up eco coming through, and then it's all about round number 30. You're pretty much taking all of your advantages. If they had played that as a team instead of going 1 by 1, then maybe it could have been a very different scenario right there on Vertigo. Perhaps in overtime, it would have all rested on an eco and then one final 30th round where all the pressure's up. But I've got to say, I've got to be a bit critical about that double AWP setup. It really didn't work out for Brute throughout that second map. They were kind of forcing it, trying to go for the double AWPs time after time, and it really wasn't working out for them. They weren't able to find any of those aggressive picks there on Vertigo, and I think the Victors just panning out and champing over them. Either way, that's 2 best of 3s done for the day. Thank you very much for tuning in. We've got much more Counter-Strike coming in the GG.Bet Winter Cup over the next 2 or so weeks, so make sure to tune in for all of your Counter-Strike action. We'll see you very, very shortly for more CS.